Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video today, we are doing a very simple training to help you make more money in your sales calls. A topic I talk about a lot is how to actually handle objections, prevent the objections. We do not need to wait until the end of the sales call to get the objections. I repeat, we do not need to wait until the end of the sales call to get objections. We can handle them. We can make our lives so much easier by doing this simple steps. This is just going to be a very simple overview of what you need to do to actually prevent the objection. Today is the day. I will be hosting my free live training at 11 a.m. EST on how women are quietly making 6 figures a year in remote sales, leaving their 9-to-5 the feminine way in 2026. So don't miss out. We have the link below. We may or may not have a couple of seats remaining, so take a look and I can't wait to see you there. So first things first, what we want to do is we want to look at what are the most common objections your offer gets. Now, the typical ones are money, partner, and fear. That might not be the same for every offer, but typical biz op is money, partner, and fear. So whatever they are for you, write them down, understand them. It's not, I need to think about it. I need to think about it is not real. It's going to probably be money, partner, or fear that's hidden behind the I need to think about it. Bear that in mind, okay? So now we have decided, okay, these are our main categories, if you will. We now need to figure a plan of action to get them pre-handled in the discovery. So the discovery is your first 20-25 minutes of your sales call before you go in to pitch the solution. So again, I just want to preface that this is going to be different to everyone's offer and how you're going to do this, but this is just a high level overview so you can take some inspiration to add it to your offer specifically. So let's say we're going to conquer the money first, right? Money first. What I like to do in these situations is for most offers, there is some kind of application form that a prospect has filled out to even get on that sales call. So what I personally like to do and incorporate is actually going through that application form at the start of a sales call. Now, at first that felt like such a weird concept for me, but actually it was really powerful. Now, everyone offer is different, like I said, but for me, the last offer, the property offer that I sold on, money was our biggest objection. So best believe I needed to pre-handle that and get that locked in more than anything else. So the key to get your money objection pre-handled is by the 3 yes method. Well, really, it could be your 4 yes method. Okay? 4 yes method. That's what we want to do. So basically, we need to get 4 yeses that they have the money in the discovery. So the way I'm going to do that is at the start of the application form, I'm going to read through the application form in a very direct way. So for me, what I used to do is I used to say, okay, so your main motivation for being on the call is you're looking to achieve X, Y, Z. Is that correct? Okay, amazing. And you mentioned that there's no business partners involved, it's just you within the business, is that correct? Yes. And you mentioned here that you roughly have between 5 to 6K to invest in your business, is that correct? Yes. That's yes number 1. And is that kind of set aside in your bank account ready to deploy? Yes. That's yes number 2. So I just want to write that down. So read through application form. Now, this is going to be specific questions. You don't need to read through the whole application form, specifically focusing on partner, a business partner, specifically focus on main motivation, which is going to basically throw them off the scent that you're looking for money. It's basically just going to get them in that forward, future-pacing thinking motion. they have X amount set aside, which we want the yes for, and that is set aside in their bank, ready to deploy. The only ones we really want that yes from right now is the last 2 bullet points. Okay? Because that is the first of our 4 yeses. They have admitted to us that they have the money and it is ready to deploy. So perfect. So we're like, amazing. They've admitted it, we're good. Because this is before they have any sales resistance of, they want to know how much money you have to sell me, okay? From there, you're going to go through your discovery as you do. And after you've done your pain, now again, everyone's sales process is a little bit different. But for me, I do my pain, I tie it down, I do pain, tie it down, goal, and then I do logistics. And what I mean by logistics is the pre-handle part. Now, a lot of people don't do logistics at all in their discovery, which is kind of wild to me. Logistics is super important. So with this in mind, logistics. And what I would say for this when we touch on money. So with that in mind, so with the goal in mind, do you, like, if we're able to help you achieve X, Y, Z, do you feel you're in a position to invest in yourself financially? Yes. Okay, amazing. And just so we can start building your plan of action, remind me, I know we touched on it earlier, but remind me, how much do you have set aside to be able to build your XYZ business? That is the question. How much? So I would say, I know we touched on it earlier, but remind me, how much do you have set aside to? Okay? That is a technical yes, because they're telling us. Okay? So let's say 6K. And is that set aside in your name, ready? Fourth yes. Okay? That is it. Your 4 yeses for your money. At the start, in the application form, how much is it in their name ready to deploy? And then in your logistics phase, in your discovery, how much is it in their name ready to deploy? That is your 4 confirmations, yes, 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 that they have the money, they've admitted it, it's in their name, it's ready to deploy. This is going to completely negate, too expensive, the money's not in my bank, the money's not in my name, I need to ask XYZ because it's not my money. They have told you it is wholeheartedly theirs, it is ready in their bank, it is ready to deploy. So not only are they way less likely to give you an objection, they're going to feel more confident as well because they're telling you yes. They're in the yes mindset that they are action takers. They are agreeing to next steps subconsciously in their mind. This is so, so powerful, okay? The next one we want to do is we want to do partner. Now, partner is basically very similar in the sense that we want to touch on it at the very beginning when we do the application form again. And the question would purely be, so I have here that you're sole decision maker, just want to confirm that is correct, or is there anyone else in the business that we should know about? So is there anyone we should be aware of? Because no decision maker can typically be made without the partner. So we need to catch that early on so we don't get the partner objection at the end, okay? So that is the first way of asking the question. Second is, again, we touch on it. As we start understanding pain, as we start understanding their current situation, they will tell you if there's anyone else that's kind of that emotional support, if there's anyone else kind of involved. If they don't, you can ask the question, but if you could do, it will organically come up. And you can say, just to clarify, out of respect, is there anybody else that's involved in kind of the business, financial or emotional support that we should know about? It's a very perfectly nice question to find out if there's anyone in the business. So just out of respect, is there anyone else should know about? And there you have pre-handled it twice. Trust me, they will tell you. If they haven't told you there is a partner involved after those two, then there's no partner. And if you get a partner at the end, it's just a smoke screen and it's just fair, okay? And that is very simple. You ask the question twice. You want no here, technically. You want your two no's in an ideal world, or to get clarification that there is a partner, which is totally fine. You just want to know about it so you can rebook the call, okay? So if there is a partner, you should rebook the call at all times. And finally, we have fear, my favorite. It's very easy to emotionally build a great bond for fear to help someone pre-handle this, okay? So, fear. Fear is going to be in your emotional intelligence. You are going to be able to see the fear. Now, if you don't have a high emotional intelligence, or if you are only focused on closing the deal and making money, you're probably not going to see this. And if you do, you're just going to brush past it. Trust me when I say, if someone trusts you and like you, they buy from you. It doesn't even matter what the product is. You could be selling air in a jar. If they trust you and if they like you, they're going to buy from you. So let's make this happen. Let's get that trust and let's get them to like you early on. It's as simple as that. And then we're closing deals all day. So if there is fear, we need to call it out. It's a non-negotiable. Non-negotiable, call out fear. I do this very simply. I'm sensing a little bit of hesitation. Let's take a step back. What's coming up for you? Just to see if I can help. Or I'm noticing you've got a little bit of nerves. That's totally fine. Let's take a step back. What is coming up for you? To see if I can help. Call it out. Why? Closers are so afraid of calling the obvious out, and I don't know why. So I'm sensing a little bit of fear. Totally fine. Affirm it. Let's take a step back for a min. What for you, sorry about this guys, I'm not a pro typer, for you just to see if I can help. Give them space, let them have fear. It is okay. If anyone's bought any type of sales mentorship, which I'm hoping if you're watching this, you absolutely should have, otherwise you shouldn't be in high ticket sales, in my opinion, then you will know it is scary. Every time I've invested in myself, I am scared, even though I am a sales coach, because it is normal to feel that fear. We're only human, so we have to call it out in a respectful and caring manner to make sure this person knows we have their best interests at heart. We're not just trying to sell them and force them into something. We want them to feel comfortable. We want them to trust us and to like us. So call it out. From there, you want to do a reframe. When was the last time you did something that scared the life out of you? Now, I've covered this in another video, so I'm just going to do an abbreviation. When was the last time XYZ? And that's basically, when was the last time you did something that scared the life out of you, but you did it anyway and you lived to tell the tale? Simple as that. That will get them giggling, that will get them thinking. And you'll be like, oh, maybe it was an exam or a driving lesson. And you can give a personal story. So I've done a skydive, and I used to always say, trust me, I've done a skydive. So I understand, like, I was freaked out and then I did it and I loved it. Get them thinking, but make sure they answer that question. And from there, so you want to call it out. When was the last time you did something? And then they'll tell you, and you'll be like, okay, so you survived, you told the tale. This is no different. It's just something new that's out of your comfort zone. Okay? So what scares you the most with this? With XYZ, whatever it is. And you just want to let them air out their concerns, air out their fears as quickly as possible. So it can be like, oh, so that's easy because we can just give you the education, or we can just help you with this, or we can just do that. Sound fair? Yeah, perfect. You just offer them a solution. You let them air out their fear, and then you just offer a solution to be like, oh yeah, no big deal. And the point is here, it's no big deal. Nothing is too big of a deal. It's just a little bit of fear. That is totally okay. And that's it. It's as simple as that. How to actually pre-handle your objections for the money, the partner, and the fear. This probably seems so simple, so quick, so easy. It actually is. However, building that emotional intelligence, being able to read the room, being able to really, really be genuine in your sales process doesn't come naturally to everyone. So I'd absolutely recommend practicing this. And if you have any questions, let me know. I hope you've enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.